G'day everyone, welcome to Xrissart. My name is Chrissy and nice of you to, oh here we go, hello there Janice and hello there Cherry, hello, how you going? Alright, so what can I say, we are back, and last week to my magic mushroom project. Last week you saw me block in this lady's reflection, and this area I've reserved for Patreon, where I'm showing the patrons about how to paint fabric on skin, for example. What should I do? Well, I've been planning to do the skin tones, and I will be doing that. So here we go. I'll just do what I normally do, and that's okay. I've got my paper towel. Here we go. All right, and the colors that I'm using, well, I've been using this palette. So, oh, thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, you know what? It's actually a little bit warmer in real life. It looks quite cool in colors, in tone, but they're quite warm. But yeah, so here we go. You know what? I don't know what it is with me and small faces these days. I don't know what happens. I'm doing, honestly, there's this one, there's a small face here. And I've also got a small face in another, I've got a few. I don't know what's gotten into me. But anyway, hello Nolani. How are you today? Nice to see you. Okay, so here we go. Oh, goodness. So I just need to make some colours. Well, I have been. I was actually, you wouldn't believe it, I was up till bloody late last night. And I was just painting Cherry. I think we bumped into each other on Will's stream. Yeah, well, you know, this is what happens when you're burning the midnight oil. Mind you, that's a song as well here in Australia, so. Okay, yes. Oh, yes, no, yes, well, there you go, Janice, yeah. That's okay, all good. No problem. Yeah, so here, just making my colours. Because, you know, we're supposed to go dark. It's definitely coming along so nice. Oh, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, yeah. Well, let's see, here we go. I just got to get these darks going. And I think this will help the fabric as well when we get to it on Patreon. Yes. So what I'm doing here is just making sure that my darks are dark. Hope you slept well, Chrissy. I know, I was so late. It was 1:30. I woke up early, well, early-ish. I should be sleeping still, but anyway. But I'm okay in the mornings. I kind of like die down about, you know, if I've had a really late night and I wake up early, I kind of like start to slow down about, say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean, from that whole day. But anyway, you know, there are too many things to do in life. You know, I just need every bit of waking moment to do all the things that I want to do. It's yes, it's very what can I say? It's interesting how I can stay awake. My body wants to go to sleep, but my mind doesn't. Okay, all right. I hope everyone's week has gone well. You know, we're getting so close to Christmas. It's scary. It really is scary. How scary it is that we're getting close. You know, in a blink of an eyelid, we are there. And this year's been an incredible year as far as I mean, I'm going to just talk about art. I'm not going to talk about the obvious, you know, how we've all had to cope with the things that we've coped with worldwide, but yeah. Let me see, what have I been doing? Oh, Dee, hello there, how you going? There's a long time no speak. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Oh, look. I have. Okay. Okay. I've had better weeks. Okay, Janice. Yes. But all good now. I hope so too, my dear. I hope so too. I just wanted to let you all know. I got confirmation from Will from Unmask Art. I have been talking about our a landscape challenge, and Will has kindly offered to judge our little our landscape challenge. So, having said that, and I will put a post soon, probably just in the new year, describing all the details like we did with our self-portrait challenge. And yeah, to have a think about up front if you wanted to participate, because sometimes, you know what, you need time, and you need time to think about it, and you might be mulling over certain topics and stuff like that. So it's probably a good opportunity to think about, if you wanted to participate, what you would like to do. Now again, I'm talking about you can do a seascape. When I say landscape, I mean, you know, you can do a seascape, landscape, urbanscape. I'm not going to, you know, all of that stuff. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Oh gosh. And the art of oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Will is a good judge. He is, isn't he? He is so, how can I say, he is positive in his critiques. He's positive in his critiques. He, you know, and he's got a lovely way of communicating what you need to do, and if you need to do anything. And yes, he's just got a lovely way about him, and you feel very confident when he's talking to you about critiques. You know that he's not going to beat around the bush, and he just tells you how it is. Oh, lots of darks then for Will. I've chosen a picture, but not sure if I can do it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go for it. Won't know until, yeah, that's right. Well, you know, we know about the darks. He talks about it a lot. In fact, I talk about it a lot too. You just can't get away from it, can you? But it's true, you know. Like, for example, here, I'm not even dark enough here. I've still got to go a few notches down. Yeah, so I'm well aware of my darks and where I need to be. And sometimes it can get a bit, you know, it does get a bit scary. Look, I'm not going to say it doesn't, because you're thinking, ooh, it's a bit too dark. But in order to show the highlights, you've actually got to go real dark. Do you know, where it's required? That's what I mean to say. But yeah, well, you know. Okay. G'day, Rob. Hello there. How you going? A long time no speak as well. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so, you know, so think about what you would like to do. Think about what you would like to do, and it can be in watercolor, it can be any medium. Okay, be sure to use Ninja Turtle. That's right, Ninja Turtle purple. Yes, or he will notice and call you out. Yes, that is so true. He will notice if you have not used purple. Yes, I do know that of him. We all know that of him. Yeah, so he will notice. So make sure. In fact, I haven't used purple in this one. I don't think I've used purple in this one. Oop. Oh, hello, Marcy. Hello, you going? Yes, always use the purple. Yes, 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 yes. And yes, absolutely, that bloody purple. And you got to go dark. Remember that. The darks. Go the darks. Yes. There's the elbow here. Yeah. So yeah, so here just blocking in, just making sure I'm putting in heaps of colour. That's all I'm doing at the moment. Lots of well, I'm in the middle of 3 art projects. Like I've mentioned this before on such a like I've mentioned this a lot. So hopefully they'll all finish at the same time, and you know, and they're all good, great size pieces. Sitting here right now and working on my line art for a possible landscape. Ooh, sounds interesting. Wow, Chrissy, your painting is looking awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Rob. That's very nice of you to say that. Helen, hello. Nanette, hello. G'day, mates. That's it. G'day, mate, to you too. Yes. Yes. So... yeah, so get ready. And you know what, I love watercolor for landscapes, you know, especially when you're doing it's a really nice medium to do landscapes, especially when you're doing, like, if there's a lake or something like that where there's a beautiful reflection and stuff like that. I'm thinking, oh, like I just get bowled over how artists can do beautiful landscape with watercolor. Oh, like my jaw drops, it really does. And of course I have been practicing with my watercolor on in my sketchbook, and so you'll be proud of me. You'll be proud of me. Yes. So I really want to get I mean, I want to get as good as I possibly can. I mean, I'm not going to be an expert, I know. I mean, there's no way. But what I will do is I'll give it the best go I can. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I really want to do really well. And gouache is another one, which I want to really get good at too. So I've been practicing all of these in my own time. You know what I mean? When no one is looking and when I can concentrate. It's a bit hard to concentrate on a live stream and talk and paint and read and do all of that at the same time. Well, you know, I'm a female, I can do a few things at the same time, but you know, there's only so much. Okay. Oh, you like, okay. Oh, Janice, you like my bracelet? Yes. No, well, it's, you know what, it's not new, but I haven't worn it. And yes, it makes me feel like I'm in the 70s again. You know, it does. Okay, Cherry says, yeah, I printed off a picture that my hubby took. It has trees, clouds, and water. Clouds. Okay, not my best things. Well, you know what? You attack the things that you feel that you need practice on. I do that all the time. Never forget, I'll never forget when I was doing portraits, when I first started doing portraits, hand on my heart, I swear to you, hand on my heart, I was so scared of doing portraits that I was scared about doing the eyes, and I always used to do the ladies and their eyes were always closed because I was too scared to do the eyes. Well, I thought I had to tackle that and make sure that I got over that. So then I started practicing with portraits with the eyes open. And that's how I got better at it, practicing. Hands as well. Hands was like my worst thing ever. You know, I mean, I've gotten better at it, I must admit, because I keep on trying to find projects and I keep on tackling those projects, so at least I can almost do it without thinking. Do you know what I mean? Although, you know, there's quite a bit of knuckles to think about, you know, the crevices, you know, in between the knuckles and stuff like that. But yes. Or watch. Yep, no, it's not a watch. It's like a little, one of those stones, you know, those, I don't know, crystals. You call them crystals? I don't know what they are, yeah. And then it says, Chrissy, I am right-handed too, but can't stand to have a bracelet on while I work. It doesn't bother you? Well, it all depends. Sometimes it does, but this one is flat. Do you know what I mean? Like it's flat, it's up against my skin. Sometimes I try, yeah, sometimes, yes. But this one seems to be okay for me. I feel all right with this one. Louise, hello. How you going? Nice to see you here. Helen says, I had an emotional week so far and just wanted to crawl into bed. Oh, that's all right. We'll cheer you up, Helen. We'll cheer you up. Okay, well, let me see. What can I do to cheer you all up? Vivian, hello. How you going? Hi, all beautiful people. Hope you... Yes, we're all well. Hello, hello. Okay. All right. So, okay. Well, let me just see. Well, has anyone bought any art supplies this week? You know, there's always someone that's found a deal somewhere that's bought a really good deal on an art supply. Now, I can't say, I tell you what I will reveal, like as if I need to buy any more paper. Please, smack me. Smack me. You know what, I couldn't resist, because I walked into one of my favorite art shops. And because I always like to see what's new, or have they got anything on sale, or do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, like, I know we buy things online, but don't you want to just go into the shop and just touch it? Like, this is me. I want to touch it. This is what I want to do, touch it. So, you know, and particularly if I know that I can get it cheaper somewhere else. But the problem is with me, is that when I see it, I just want it right there and then. So then I go, all right, I'll pay the extra $5, you know. Well, that's, do you know what I mean? Like, it's, anyway. So I went into my art shop and I bought for some pouring. I bought some blingy art, just some cheap, high flow paints. They weren't very expensive. I mean, it's not a high quality brand, but I wanted the bling, so I didn't mind so much. But what I did see is this little cute thing. Like, look at this. This is a watercolor postcard, Winslow, right? It's here, 300 GSM, 15 sheets, right? Tiny. It's 14.8 centimeters by 10 centimeters, or 148 millimeters. But the most cutest part about it, now, I reckon that I could do this myself and cut up some of the pads that I've got. But look at this. Isn't it cute? There we go. And yeah, so it's you know, like, do I need paper? Do I really need paper? I'm asking the question. No new art supplies here. Says Janice, need the money for, yes, yeah, I know. Well, this wasn't expensive. It wasn't expensive, you know, it wasn't expensive. So, yeah. Okay. No art supplies, but am considering buying Photoshop. Okay. I have different graphic program, but got a little taste of oh yeah, okay. You know what another one is, D? I tell you what, before you go into Photoshop, because Photoshop, I mean, I love Photoshop. No two ways about it. It is probably, you know, the king of all the king of all design programs, or you know, like with Photoshop, but try Affinity Photo, because with Photoshop you have to keep on paying a subscription, but with Affinity it is a one-off, and you could also buy workbooks, and they've got wonderful tutorials on their site, and you could also purchase Affinity Designer, which is sort of like Photoshop Illustrator. So those two I totally recommend it. I'm just about to, because I've got Photoshop as well, but I'm very close to just switching off and not paying I'm just going to go use Affinity. And the thing is, the files are the same, like the PSD files. That's what they have in Affinity as they do in Photoshop. Photoshop, it's a fantastic program, but if you're just getting into Photoshop, it could be a bit daunting and a bit complicated, and I find that Affinity Photo is much simpler. So before you do that, just have a look. I promise you. Rob says, I bought an art supply. It's a pantograph. I always wanted one as a kid and never got one. Now I do. The Black Friday sales, pantograph. What's a pantograph? I'm sure I know what it is. Oh my gosh. And I'm thinking I should know what it is. Gosh. The Black Friday sales, for sure. I bought more art supplies. I really needed them, didn't I? That's right. Well, you know. Of course you needed it. Of course you did. Romus. Hello, Romus. Good morning, Chris. Sun is shining, birds are singing. Have a great day. You know what? They certainly are. Today you probably can't hear them chirping, but they were mad yesterday. I can tell you that. They were going nuts. In fact, it was deafening. Okay. Marcy says, Chrissy, you just being you is more than enough to bring. Oh my God, you are such a sweet lady for saying that. Yeah. Oh, that's like, oh. Cherry says, I've not bought anything, but Jackson's have a sale on their lighting. And I'm looking at a daylight duo lamp. Oh, do it. We have been talking about this, Cherry. We have seriously been talking about this. You have got to get it. It will, you know what? When you get this light, you will go, what was the matter with me? I promise you, you will thank yourself for getting it. Do it. Janice says, Chrissy, they're postcards. Yeah, they're postcards. That's what they are. They're postcards. Aren't they cute? Like, seriously? I wonder. And they're so tiny. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anyway. So I thought, yes. Yes. Oh, well, that's good, Dee. If your brother uses Photoshop and he'll teach you, well, go ahead. That's fantastic. See, that's what you need. You need someone to help you through it because, you know, I mean, it's a fantastic program, of course. But yes, but have a look at that. Okay. Nanette says, I love the watercolour postcards, but I have to wonder if anyone sends them in the mail. You know what? And that is also a very good question. I was just thinking about it. I'm thinking, would I send that in the post? you know, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that too. Okay, you will look at that, D. Okay, no problem. Okay, that is where I get hesitant. Hate to pay yearly. Yeah. Well, you know, well, it's a one-off. I think in Australian dollars, it was about $80, and then the Black Friday, you know, sale that they knocked off about, you know, $20 or $30 or something like that. And I'm thinking, oh, but the thing is, you can't always, you know, if you want to buy it right there and then, you can't wait for the Black Friday sale, because when do we have Black Friday sales? You know, you gotta. For me, I can't sit there and wait for it. You know, I'll just go without eating for a night. You know. Yeah. Yes. So. Marcy says, Chrissy, those look fantastic. I bought greeting card blanks with envelopes. Yes, Strathmore make those, don't they? I saw them and I thought, that one or that one. I thought, but this one was cheaper, and I thought, oh, well, I didn't buy it because it was cheaper, but I liked it. You know what I mean? Because I thought with the gift cards, you can easily cut a bit of paper out and fold it and make it into a card. Although, like I said before, you could easily cut the paper and draw some lines and stuff like that to do. So it doesn't really matter, does it? A pantograph is used for tracing. It enlarges or reduces. Oh, is this the one that has like the crisscross thing? You know, and you're tracing on, like you're tracing on one side, and then on the left hand side or the right hand side, it's doing the same thing as you're doing. It's like this. Is that the one? I'm pretty sure that that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Hello, Kathy. Hello, my dear. How you going? How you going? Okay, I have 2 grandkitties with me this morning. Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, I promise not to swear. Well, you know. Sometimes I do have a potty mouth, but I can't do that on YouTube, so. Yeah, that's one of my nicknames, Potty Mouth Murray. That's what they call me sometimes at work, because I let it rip sometimes. Naughty me. Okay, I've got Photoshop elements and put the book for Dummy on my Christmas list. Ah, yes. Oh, okay, Rob, I was right. Okay, I knew that I would know what it is, but yeah. Sometimes the names escape me. Yes. You know what? That pantograph, that's been around since Adam was a boy. That has been around forever, because I remember when I was a little girl that they have been using that for a very long time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's an old tool. Yes. Okay, Nanette says, I have a kitten sound asleep on my lap. If only I had a glass of wine, life would be perfect. Yes. All right. Marcy says, Chrissy, I like the idea of the artwork on the card being protected by the envelope in the post. Yes, I agree with you, to be honest. I do too. Because after all, you know, you've gone to all the trouble to bloody paint the thing. You don't want it to be damaged in the post, do you? Oh, I think, well, you know, it's just a gimmick, hey? Or you know what's really nice? Oh, no, but you can do that with anything. I'm just thinking, well, you can maybe put it in a gift pack, or, you know, if you're gifting someone something, and you can, but then you can do that with anything, couldn't you? Just cut up some watercolor paper. Yeah, well, I got sucked in, didn't I? Yes, I can only imagine a watercolor postcard going through the US mail. Not a pretty sight. Oh, well. Yeah. Hang on, what have I got here? Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. So that's what that's what I've got this week. But okay, I can't buy any more. That's it. I can't. I say that every week. No, I can't. I can't. Well, I can't because I've been buying Christmas presents for grandchildren. Between my husband and me, we have 6 grandchildren. 6. 3 big ones and 3 little ones. So our Dave's got a daughter and 2 sons. Well, and of course I've got a daughter and 3 sons. And it's the daughters that are producing. It's the daughters that are producing at the moment. Yes. I'm making Christmas cards this year. I know that. Isn't that a lovely thing? I think it's a lovely idea. I wish I had the time. I wish I had the time. I mean, I am organised, but there comes, you know, I just don't have the, yeah, I don't have the time. Every waking moment I have to be doing something, but I have to be a little bit more organised, I think, to do that. But yes, I think it's a beautiful idea, and there's nothing better than receiving a home, like, you know, a homemade Christmas card. I think it's the most delightful thing. Yes. This leg has got so many colours, it's not funny. So many different shades. Yeah. Okay, I've got 5 grandchildren and have spent 2 days wrapping up presents. Yes, I understand. Okay, needs to do husband. Need to do husbands, but he's always around. Yes. Yes. I think I better start wrapping myself because I have the same issue. I think I'll be there forever. I can't do it the night before. I was going to order from Redbubble, but my funds weren't allowing it. Okay, maybe next year. Yeah. Still waiting on some orders, but says Louise. But I bought several professional grade watercolor pads. Sennelier watercolor. Ooh, set 12 plus 6. Holbein, a set of 18 gouache. Oh yeah, you'll love the Holbein gouache. See, that's another brand like the Holbein. And I mean, they make wonderful art supplies too, don't they? From coloured pencil to watercolour to, they make gouache. I know they make gouache, watercolour. I think they make oils too. Coloured pencil, I know that one for a fact, because I know that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Nanette. I love Sennelier too. And you know what? Sennelier make just about everything. Like, they even make, it was just on the tip of my tongue. tempura. They even make tempura. Honestly, oil pastels, soft pastels, watercolor, oil paints. Oh my gosh. But don't forget, they've been around for a very long time too, like the Sennelier manufacturer. I mean, it's a family-owned business, and I think it's the grandson now that has it, right? So it goes back a while, you know, and the grandson is like a mature man too, you know what I mean? So, you know, they've been around for a while. But I love Sennelier. They even make paper. Yes. Cherry says, just as well I did as I had ordered one present and then realized it hadn't come, so cancel order and got it somewhere else. Should come tomorrow. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Janice says, I want to get the Holbein neon acrylics. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay, Helen says, I'm working Christmas, so no cheerful presents for me. I work night shifts, so sleeping during the day. But I am home for Christmas dinner. Oh, thank goodness for that. Wow. And that's the thing too, like with you know, when you've got a day job, you know, and particularly night shift, that must really spin your head sometimes. Okay, Louise says, Nanette, I haven't tried Sennelier before, hence trying the pan set. Oh, you'll love it. It was cheaper to buy the 18 than the 12. And you know what, Louise? With the watercolor, they're more transparent. So if you're a person that really likes to layer, this is definitely the the set for you. They are just beautiful. You will not regret it. Oh, not at all. You will love them. Totally. Tempura? They're not into food, no. No, Nanette, but they're into, if you have a look at if you go onto their website, they've even got that. Yep, they've even got that. That's right. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, Helen, your husband is a chef. Oh, that's fantastic. That's handy. Although I've got to say, my hubby loves cooking, so when he says he's cooking dinner, I go, okay. I don't even say. I sit there and watch him while I'm drinking my glass of wine. But yes. Okay. I work at an emergency centre, much like the 9/11. Wow. And you know what? You've got to be a certain type of a person to be able to be doing that. You're incredible, Helen. Incredible. Well, I tip my hat off to you, that's for sure. It's a big job. Yes, speaking of cooking, well, I'm actually going to be cooking tonight. I'm actually going to make what's called spanakopita, which is, it's a Greek dish with, it's a spinach wrapped in pastry. and I put I use all kinds of herbs. I use mint, I use dill, I use parsley, I use spring onions, onions, and silver beet, sometimes English spinach, and I make my own pastry. I do the whole thing, flour, water, and I roll it out, paper thin. And I paper thin, and spread it, roll it out, spread all my spinach mixture with, and I put feta cheese as well, Greek feta, and I roll it up, and to die for. 4 hours to make, 4 minutes to eat. That's how it is in the house. Yes. Yep, that's for sure. Oh, you love spanakopita. Oh, wow. And you spelt it right too. My goodness. Okay. Well, Chrissy, when he cooks, the kitchen looks like a war zone. Oh, okay. Why do they do that? Like, I know, I get that. Why do they do that? I don't understand why you can't clean and cook at the same time. My hubby does the same thing, and I go after him trying to clean things, you know what I mean, because I can't stand it. Okay, these are too demanding all my attention. Oh my gosh, Kathy, I could just imagine with your grandkids. Oh, and they're little kids too, so. Okay. Louise says, Chrissy, yes. Like to layer, yes, am playing with Sennelier at the moment. Will buy tubes in the future, yeah. You know what? You can't go wrong with Sennelier. Oh, you just can't. No way. It's just the best. They are beautiful. I think each brand has a very nice thing about them. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always a... generally, watercolors, artist quality watercolors are just beautiful, but each one has got a little thing about them. One, it could be the binder, and with Sennelier they have honey, so they're easily re-wet in your pan. Do you know what I mean? So yes, definite. Yeah. Yep. Oh, and your husband used to be a baker, Cherry. Oh, wow. And banned him from the kitchen because it took so long to clean. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. They could just, if only they could clean up after themselves. Crikeys. I mean, I don't understand what the deal is. Why can't you do it? I mean, we've got a dishwasher, so that makes things a lot easier, but still. Yes, I'm playing with, the core and really enjoying them. Yes, because their binder has got honey in it too, doesn't it? I'm sure of it. Oh, hello, Pam. Hello there. How you going? How you going? Hope all is well. Yes. Yeah. I think you'll find. The tubes. There was. Now this is going back a bit, and I'm almost ashamed to say it, but I'll say it again. And you like, the Schminky are gorgeous too. The Schminker. I've got to say it right. The Schminker Aqua Drops. Oh yes, I've got those. They're really nice. They're amazing to do watercolor. Yes. He used to throw flour around all over the workshop and floor. Oh my gosh. And it works well in the airbrush too. The Aqua Drops. Oh, Pam, I hope he's okay. Yes. Yeah, no, the story of the Sennelier tubes. Okay. A while back, I was looking at the Sennelier, because you know, on their website and stuff like that, and I had a look at their full set of watercolor. Now, why would anyone in their right mind want to buy a full set of watercolor? You ask that question. Well, when I saw them, I thought, oh my gosh, I just have to have it. I have to have it. Well, it was just too flaming expensive to have all of them. So I thought, nah, it's just too much money. Too much. In fact, if I could tell you how much it was, the full set for Australian dollars was somewhere in the vicinity of $1,200. Aussie dollars, okay? I'm not talking about in Europe or the US or whatever. I'm sure it would have been so much cheaper, but you know, our dollar. So I thought, nah, I can't. I want, but I can't. It's just, I could not for the life of me justify paying that amount of money for watercolors that I don't normally use all the time. This is back then, right? So, and I watched it for a year. I watched this set for, and it might have been even 18 months. I was watching it for a while, right? And I thought, no. And I didn't even think, well, you know what? You don't need every color. Of course you don't need every color. You just don't. You just don't need every colour. But so one day, after about 18 months of me looking and pining and carrying on about them and looking at them all the time, Jackson's in the UK put them on sale. When they put them on sale, though, the whole set I'm talking about, it was down to about, I think, now I can't, it was something like half price, like about $500 Aussie dollars, 500 and something dollars. When I saw that, I thought, no way, because even that's a lot of money to spend on watercolor. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It is a lot of money. Please, I know. You're thinking, what the hell is she doing? So, I ended up buying them. And I haven't regretted it. That's the whole thing. To this day, I haven't regretted it. And not only that, I ended up doing a swatch. A live stream, a swatch on this channel with the Sennelier, tubes. So, Louise, don't think I'm nuts. I know, well, I could be, yeah, well, I am for doing that, but I know in my right mind, but I just couldn't. I wanted them badly. I just wanted them badly. And when I saw that deal, I thought, that does it. Well, you see, I've got a full-time job, okay? And, you know, my husband doesn't say no to me. Like, he doesn't say you can't do that. So I did it. Helen says, Chrissy, yes. Just put 3 drops in, and this is the Schminker Aqua, the Aqua drops in, and 6 drops and water, and you are good to go with the, that's wonderful. I saw that full set, says Nanette, and I cover it. Oh, you covet it. Yes, I cover. Oh, and still, I'm the same, and I still open the box, and I still look, and I'm thinking, oh, yes, I covet it too. Yes. And you can alter what you sprayed because it is watercolor. Just use a brush with some water. Oh, what a fabulous idea. Yes, Sennelier, Mission Gold, yes. Mission Gold. And M. Graham, yes. Honey based as well, love those. Don't know what other watercolor are honey based. I agree, all mediums have their unique pros and cons. What to try, the aqua drops, and yes, the Roman Schmal. Oh yes, well I've been using the Roman Schmals and I really like those, and you know what, they're affordable, they're artist quality, and yes, no, they're nice. And the Renaissance, I really like the Renaissance as well. Chrissy, Nanette says, Chrissy, don't forget about that motorbike sitting in, yes, that cost, yes, and I think that's the reason why, yes. So anything I get justifies me paying that amount of money for art supplies. He's got 2 bikes. 2 bikes. That's right. That's it. And that's what gets me through. When I think about that, that's what gets me through. I'm thinking, well, you know what? There's a bike in my living room. It's exactly right. Okay. Louise says, I'm not nuts. Thank you for that. Of course. Nolani says, you may not need every colour, but it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Yes, it's called always being prepared. Yes, I like that one, Nolani. I really like that one. That is my, yes, I like that analogy. Yep. Yes, yes, we have got insurance. We have. But you know what? I reckon the stuff that I have in here is probably, oh my gosh, I think so worth more. Worth more than the 2 bikes, I reckon, that he's got. So, yeah, to be honest. Yep. Okay, I'm still undecided about watercolors. Okay, I think about it for the next year as I'm still trying to work out colored pencils as well as pastels. Yes, and I get it. I get it because, you know, like I'm still trying to work out watercolor, but I love it so much. You know what I mean? Like I just, you know, I just have so that's why I've actually gone into it a little bit more seriously. I wasn't trying as hard as I should have, or that I know that I could. Do you know what I mean? Because, and that's what it takes. I think it takes a level of dedication, a level of dedication, and lots of trial and error. Because, you know, just when, like for all the watercolor artists here, like just when you think you've got it down pat, the watercolor does something that you never expected it to do. Do you know what I mean? And that is the surprise. I love that too. Like I love that. So, whereas here with pastel, it is predictable, and I can control it more. Do you know what I mean? I can control it. Whereas with watercolor, yeah, nah, you can't control it. Yeah, no. Janice says, yes, but Chrissy, there may be a bike, but you should calculate what, I know. That's what I'm saying. I reckon I got more, the stuff that I've got in here, I reckon, oh, I don't know, it could be double. Could be double. But I tell you what, because I've got a day job, if I didn't have a day job, then I wouldn't. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing myself for that time when I won't be able to do such things. So all I'll be doing is just topping up. That's what I keep on telling myself. Oh dear, to justify anyway. Okay, tomorrow we'll have a walking lunch through Amsterdam with 4 colleagues. It is a puzzle tour, so you have to finish tasks and questions to get food. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Yes. Okay, and Helen says, my niece was happy with her watercolour dog I did last week. Oh, yes. And it's always nice, isn't it? When you gift something like that and they really love it. It makes you feel like you want to paint another one, doesn't it? Okay. Annette says, she's been holding out on us. She didn't display that full set when we showed our watercolours. What else could she be hiding? See, Nanette, you've got my number. It's not so much that I'm hiding. It's just that I feel embarrassed sometimes. Because, true, you could think, oh my God, what is she doing? Like, that's not being sensible. Like, I'm not being sensible. At all, when it comes to things like this. And I know I'm not being sensible. That's because really I'm a sensible person, but when it comes to art supplies, I don't know, all of that just flies out the window. It just goes. And I try to find all the excuses under the sun, but yes, funny how you should say that. But you know what? Our friend, who's not in the stream, Jelena. Now she's got a ton load of stuff because we've seen it. She showed us. Yep. Yep. Oh, excuse me. Hang on. That's so funny. Okay. Okay, let us just say, okay. The great thing about watercolor is you can pack a small travel pack with sketching supplies for on the go. And that's exactly what I did on my last trip, Louise. When I went to, we went to our friend's place. Hang on, what have I got here? Went to our friend's place and I took a sketchbook and I took my Renaissance, right? I took 2, my little pans, and I used those, and it was one and just a handful, just 3 or 4 brushes. Oh, and you know, you can't take all of this with you. And I took it, I had it on the back of a bike, like I had it in the back of a bike. That's the beauty of it. True. That was the one thing I took with me. Could you imagine? I didn't take clothes. I didn't take as many clothes, but I made sure that my art supplies were in that, you know, in the panniers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Keep pointing at others. You are beyond help with art supplies. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. You can't save me. You can't save me. Okay. Nolani says she's not hiding. She's hoarding. That's right. I was accused of being a hoarder yesterday. My husband was calling me a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder. Secretly inside I'm thinking, yeah, I am, but you know. But yeah. Here we go. Rob says, Chrissy, if you become a review channel, you may get lots of art supplies for free. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's lots of, well, I suppose. True. Yeah, I know that. A review channel, yes. But there's already some really good review channels out there. Not always, yeah. But for someone to be sending you things for free, you know, there's... I should be doing this for a very long time to do that, so I haven't. I mean, I just talk about what I buy and what I use. So, but yes, I see what I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. Louise says, got to get the priority right. Art before clothes. Yes, yes. Oh, you can imagine. And here's me trying. You should have seen me trying to think of what art supplies to take with me, knowing full well that I had limited space. It was so funny. On one side, there were two, what they call panniers on a bike, and there was, my husband had one side, I had the other side, and there was one in the back, right? And well, we shared the one in the back, but it was mostly my stuff in there, you know. It was mostly my stuff in there. Of course, I had to be conscious not to have things that are too heavy. So there was that as well. Funny. Maybe she can review houses too. I agree. My clothes just end up full of paint anyway, so why bother buying new clothes? There we go. Yes, I know. That's why I always wear, you know, this black shirt. This black shirt, t-shirt is my painting shirt. But so far I've been lucky. Well, I mostly wear this, okay, so I don't destroy my other clothes. Okay, sorry, just reading the notes. Okay. Still a lot to go here. And I haven't, all I've done mostly is blocked in as much as I could possibly block in, and I'm just going to go into detail after I've done something here with her. So I always feel the need to cover as much as I possibly can, and then I go in and I adjust. Do you guys do that with your paintings? Do you do that? I know everyone works differently, but I block in as much as I possibly can, and then I go in with the detail afterwards, like I dedicate that time. I suppose with bigger pieces you would work on little bits at a time. I appreciate that, and when pieces have got a lot of detail, like a lot of detail, but something like this, yeah, interesting. Nanette says, Chrissy, I can't wait to see you do those toes. Bit like my hands, isn't it? Yes, I know, that's really interesting. Well, that, if anything, it'll be entertaining. I promise you. It will be entertaining. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Those toes are going to be interesting. You know, oh yeah, like, and what about the hands? You forgot to mention the hands as well. Okay. Cherry says, I'm thinking of getting Strathmore tan mixed media paper. Is it good for coloured pencil? Yes, is the answer. Absolutely, it is. I've got some of that. Yes. Yeah, that's, and especially the because they've got a few colours. I think there's a green that they've got, like a muted green also, and they've got a grey. They've got a grey and they've got a tan. I know that they're the colours that they've got. But, you know, in the chat, maybe someone, because I know Abigail uses tanned paper. Yeah. Okay. Helen says, I have to go get some sleep before I have to chase my lunch. Oh, okay, Helen. Thank you so much, my dear, for popping in and keeping us company. Take it easy and hope next week is a better week for you. Yes, Pam says, yes, I block in first, then the details. There you go. Okay, yeah, because each person works differently. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Yep. Oh, there is a tone blue also. Okay, says Nanette. Well, there you go. Yeah, well, there you go. Yes, Strathmore is a US one, US brand. Yeah, and we've got heaps of it here. Oh gosh, although we've got heaps of lots of types of brand papers. I'm trying to think who else does a toned. Trying to think. Sennelier do toned, but it's more pastel than coloured pencil. There you go. That's Sennelier, this paper. Okay, Louise got to go now. I have to put out in the yard all this rain. I know. Yes, we're in the same boat here too, Louise. Oh, it's been raining forever. Like it would, forever. Totally get it. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you sometime next week, hopefully. Says Cherry, maybe my Jackson's order will grow. Maybe it will too. Oh, got to remember what I've picked up. Well, it's not going to go off, is it? So stack up while you can. Okay. Not dark enough. Here we go. This part of her leg is not dark enough. Got to go darker, hey? It's frosty in the UK. Okay, and And Janice, yes, had the first snowfall this week. It was pretty. Oh, it was beautiful. Janice showed me a photo of just outside. Yeah, then it rained and it was all gone. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I can't say summer for us has hit yet because it's been raining. It's dreadful. It's been raining. Yeah. Ah, there we go. It's gone dark. This is what I want, darker. Yes. So, oh, and also I've put a in Share Your Art with Xrissart. I've put up 3 December inspirations again for paintings, and there's these there are these like 3 of them. 2 of them I wanted to do with watercolor and 1 with pastel. So it's we're talking about up in the clouds. This is something that I thought would be good because you know, there's a few of us here that that would like practice on clouds. So I thought to put some lovely cute images to do. So go over there and have a look. They're really, really cute. There was snow in, Cherry says there was snow in the north, but not in the south. Wow. Yes. Just trying to cover this lady's skin as much as possible. As much as possible. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's so. I mean, we do get snow here as well in Australia. It's mostly the southern part of Australia, particularly Tasmania and yeah, the bottom on the east coast predominantly, more so. The mountainous areas in winter time. But most of the country doesn't. Do you know what I mean? And I can't imagine walking out of my house and seeing if there's been snow, say overnight, and waking up to seeing snow, say in your backyard, for example, or out in the front. You know what I mean? But what a beautiful sight that is. I mean, I just think, and then the silence and the quietness of after a snowfall. I can't imagine that. I hear about people talking about it and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, oh, that would be just so nice. Wow, so nice. Yeah. Thank you so much, Janice. Thank you so much. Yes, there is a link here for Share Your Art with Xrissart for those who are just discovering us here. This Facebook group is for us, where we continue the conversation and we talk about we continue the conversation from the live stream, where we share our art, where we share bargains and deals and where to find things, or something that's you know, or sharing your art, sharing your channels or your pages. The rules aren't, they're not that strict, but all we want to do is just respect each other, and that's all that we do. So, yep, go ahead and become a member if you like. Cherry says, maybe I'll need to practice my clouds with the inspiration pictures before I tackle my landscape. Yeah, oh, it's a good idea. Particularly the one, there's one in particular where there's this little boy sitting on a half moon. I mean, that would be so delightful to do, and then like put it in a children's room. You know what I mean? That would make a lovely gift for a child's room. You know, to put for a child to put it in a bedroom, say, for example. So sweet. Actually, all three of those are perfect for that. Yeah. Okay. The snow reflects the light too, so it's much brighter. Not good for driving or walking through. Well, there you go. Yeah, see, I don't have that experience. I mean, I think I visited, went down to Victoria, which is the state below New South Wales where I live, and we went into the mountains, and I think I might, I've walked through it, but that's going back like 20 or 30 years ago. You know, it's a long time. And Annette says, I love the fresh fallen snow. Yes. Oh, wow. That's something, isn't it? And Dee says, if it wouldn't snow on the roads, I'm looking forward to the day I won't have to deal with the snow. Oh, there you go. Yeah. See, well, you can't have one without the other, hey? I get that. That's all right. I get that. Janice says, Chrissy, the snow's quietness really is indescribable. Yeah. It's that silence. Because, yeah, like I wouldn't be able to describe it. Yeah, exactly. Like you'd hear nothing. Like it's almost like a dense sound, maybe. A dense quietness. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very hard to describe. Yeah. And Dee says, my son walks to work, so bought him a pair of boot spikes so he wouldn't fall down the hill on the way to work again. Oh, see, there is that. My gosh. That's incredible. Yeah, of course. You'd have to deal with those kinds of things. Definite. English people can't drive in the snow, though. We don't seem to have that skill. I think driving in the snow is dangerous regardless of which country you're from. But yeah, that's so funny. So what do? You put spikes on the cars, like, isn't there? I know that there's special things that you put on your wheels. God, we don't have that here. No bloody way. We don't have things like that here. Well, you know, where I live. Okay, I'm going to say where I live. Okay, Cherry says, I've tried those when I had to walk to work, Diane, but they kept slipping off. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, look at me. I have not gone dark at all. Well, at least I've blocked in certain areas. I tried that. Okay. Yeah. They salt the roads sometimes. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, got him the Cadillac version. They strap all the way around. Oh, the boots. Oh, wow. That's what they're called, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, spikes on tyres would wear up the roads. Oh, okay. So how do people get around? Yeah, it would wear out the roads. Of course it would. So how do people drive in snow? Don't they have something? I always thought they did. Yeah. Well, I suppose that you'd well, the idea would be then not to drive. Would be not to drive. Okay, Chrissy, we have what are called studs on tyres. They can only be driven during the winter months. Okay. Gotcha. Can you hear the birds? Can you hear the birds? Wow. They got a bit noisy. Okay, I stay home until it melts. There you go. This is Cherry, yep. And it says, you can drive in snow, but you really have to know what you are doing. My dad used to drive out onto the lake so I could practice driving on ice. You're kidding me. Oh. Dee says, snow tires, all weather tire. Okay, snow tires or all weather tires. Drive slow and more aware. Yes, sometimes it just gets you. Black ice is the worst. Yes, yes. You'd be aquaplaning, wouldn't you, all the way? That's what you'd be doing. Aquaplaning. That's the term, isn't it? Do that when it rains. Yeah, not looking forward to doing these little hands because look how tiny they are. Seriously? Look at that. It's the size of my finger. Why do I do that to myself all the time? It's annoying. It's because I like the composition and I go, well, I'll just do it. This is a really interesting project. As you can see, all the lines of where the fabric is, and of course, yeah, like I mentioned before, for people that are just coming in, the reason why I'm not continuing with this area is because I'm doing this on Patreon. Okay, so hang on, I just better put this up. There we go. I forgot to do that on Patreon, where I'm showing how I do fabric, and with this one, the lady, she's naked underneath, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing there. That's why I'm not touching that, but I'm just doing the surrounding areas. There's a reason why I've left it like that, and it's all real time. Like that was an hour, this bit here was like an hour and a half, and that's the whole point. You've got to take your time. And I know I'm impatient by nature, so I concentrate on taking my time. So, yeah. Yeah, I've got to concentrate. Oh, Jelena. Hello, my... Were your ears burning? I was talking about you before. Janice says, aquaplaning is for rain. Oh, okay. On ice, you just go flying in the ditch after spinning or rolling 3 or 4 times. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so dangerous, hey? Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it couldn't drive on a lake. Yeah, I know, that's scary, hey? Like those ice road truckers in Canada, I would have to wear a wetsuit with oxygen tank. Yeah, that's right. Oh, thank you so much, Janice. Thank you so much. Janice has put in the link for my Patreon channel for those who are discovering me and wanted to find out if I have a Patreon channel. This channel is where I show you real time and the slow down. What is it? It's almost like the naked truth. Like there's just the warts and all in where you see step by step, real time, new trick. I can't even say it. New tips and tricks. I haven't even been drinking. Can't even say it. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, new tips and tricks, and show you how I do some of these projects. Yeah. Cherry says, I could just imagine my hubby's face if I tried to drive in the snow. He'd worry about the car. Oh. You know, that's funny. If I have an accident, if I've hit the gutter or something, if I've done something, I worry about what he's going to think of the car because he's a bit of a car nut. So I know he worries about me, but, you know, he'll go, how did you do that? You know what I mean? He'll worry about the car. Yes, I understand that feeling. That's so funny. Yep. Oh, D. Okay, you spun out at least 4 times and watched a car come at me, was happy to back into the ditch and was going about 5 miles an hour on black ice. Oh. And it's like slow motion, isn't it? It's like slow motion. Okay, Jelena, what did you miss? Well, we were talking about the amount of art supplies one has. Shall we, you know? So that's what we were talking about. That's, yeah. And I was just trying to make myself feel better by saying that there are, our friends, there are some that have quite a bit of stuff. And that's what I was saying. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As a kid, my family was in a 30-car pile up from the black. Oh, that is scary. So scary. Now that is scary. Oh, and sorry, Jelena, I've got to say, the little thing that you made for your son, what did we call it? The name escapes me, and you shared it on Share Your Art with Xrissart. I thought was magnificent. Oh, you're so clever. So clever. I would never have thought of doing that. Well, that's one way so he doesn't take your stuff, hey? Uh, yes, I have lots of, Jelena says, yes, I have lots of it, but it's all well loved. Same, same. Deb, hello Sneaks, hello, how you going? Hope all is well with you, my dear. It's been a while. Hope everything is okay. Hope is everything okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, no. Yes, I know. When we talk about art, I know that we can talk like this about art supplies because we're all the same and we understand each other. We understand. Another thing I want to get into, and it's not going to happen now, but is digital art. Digital. Here we go. I've been talking about this forever. Yeah. But I want to do that. I love it as well. Because it's nice to be able to, you know, like if your other half is, or whoever it is, you know, you're sitting watching TV and you can just pull out your iPad and, you know, start doing Affinity. Affinity Photo also does that as well. Also, if you have an iPad or something like that, you can use Affinity on that as if you were using it on your computer. That's all part of the program that you buy. So there's another thing as well. Yeah. You just reminded me to tell you that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm good, Chrissy. I was wondering, if you were forced to move, how large a truck would you have to hire just for your art supplies? You know what? It's so funny how you say that, because I thought to myself, if we were to move, and you know how you pack things in boxes, I was just wondering how many boxes? And I reckon it's a lot. I truly think it's a lot. Because you know what? I've actually got to, I need to tidy up my my art space. But for me to do that, I've got to take everything out of this room and put it back in there in a neat way, because things are everywhere. Because I don't have space anymore to put things. But that's so bad. But yes, funny how you asked that question. I'd say a pretty large truck. That's the long answer. Let me see. Silke, hello. Julie, hello. How you going? Nice to see you here. Julian's, yeah, the easel I made for made my son. Yeah, the idea came from the Etcher Slate art. But yes, yeah. Well, that's one way that he's not going to try to take yours. That's for sure. Okay, Jerry says, when we moved, the garage tools took up a whole van on their own. Well, there you go. I reckon, you know what? There's a shed here, of course, right? I've taken up my husband's shed, which is a blasphemous thing for a man to do, to give his wife part of his shed. But, you know, anyway, he was nice enough to do that. But I reckon I've got more stuff. And he's got stuff in there, but I reckon I've got more. Oh, yeah. More. That's a funny question. Yeah. Okay. Will darling hubby enlarge? Well, yeah. Well, you know what? We've been on again, off again, on again, off again. What's going to happen? What we're doing is we're sort of freshening up this house because we want to sell it. And rather than extend my art studio, I'm going to have to cope with it, because in a couple of years' time, that's the plan, is to move into, we're going to build our home, and the art space is going to be hopefully a good size. So, and I always say, look, there's no way, because I know how big it's going to be, and I go, there's no way I could fill it. And he gives me that look, like that, like he knows what's going to happen. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Notice how I'm not doing the hand on stream. It's not because, you know me, I will do this on stream if I can, of course I would, but I need concentration. Well, I need at least to be able to, well, the hand is sort of going like that. She's holding onto this mirror, and I've got to concentrate with that. But yes. Okay, so let me see. I'm back here. Let me see. Back here. Skin tone's back here. Ooh. All right. Hang on a sec. Okay. I've just noticed the time. All right. Let's have a look. I think I might have to call it a stream, but let's have a look at so far what's going on here. There we go. Okay. Slowly but surely, it's getting done. It's getting done. Yep. I'm going to see if I can do most of this before we see next. Maybe not. I might do the details off stream, I think, with this one. But hopefully I want to finish this soon. So very soon. But this part will be on Patreon, so I've got to do that there. But I'm actually quite happy with the way I've blocked in our reflection here for the lady, and it won't make sense until I paint her in. But anyway, I just wanted to say, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging around, and how we keep each other company. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. It looks like a large paint. Yes, it is. It's I'll tell you before we go, it's 50 centimeters by, let me see, yeah, there you go. Well, here you go, 51 centimeters by about 40, I think it is. Oh, yes. It's 50 centimeters by 40 centimeters, so it's a good size, But oh, my card's full. Okay, well look, thank you all so much, and I'll see you again next week. So same time, same channel. Bye for now.